To begin the process of setting up a new team, one will need to first go into the seasons and create a new season. In this case, I'm adding fall 2021 for the start date of, it might as well be today. So that happened. With an end date 22. Once created, you can go and explore the seasons and the divisions and the teams that are set up. Right now, all those teams existing today exist inside of fall 2020. So when we close this out, we will change the date of the fall 2020 season. Therefore, it'll be retired and the new 2021 season will be put online. So seasons, and we can simply open this up and change the end date and make it yesterday. By doing so, that actually retires the old season. It is now mothballed, and the new one has been created. And it's saying, do you want to include seasons, teams from last year, which we could do, but we're going to create them from scratch to show you how to do it. All right, so first thing we got to do is to go into divisions and teams. So we can create teams this way by going in and just typing in a name. For example, this is G13, actually, I think it's 13 through 15. I believe the appropriate years for this are 2009, 8, and 7. So we'll go with 7, 8, 2009. And it says, do you want to put it where do you want to put these divisions? If we put it in the root for now, it's fine. So we'll submit that and add one team to the root so we can look at it. Let's look at seasons first. And then team to see what it brings up. It shows us this one team down here, right? The G whatever team. We go back and look at previous seasons. We can actually activate this season by turning it back on. I know, I realize we turned it off, but it's for fun. Turn it back on. And let's look at the teams from last year. If you notice, these individual teams are added to leagues. So there's a rec league here at the top, and there's a spring travel. We got rid of the fall travel. We just renamed it to spring travel. But the travel leagues are tied to the season. In this case, we'll have a fall travel 2021, and we'll have a girls team and boys teams. That'll be how it's broken out. And you'll have a listing over here on the roster. It'll tell you how many players are registered under a particular team. So 0 U8 girls, but there were 11 U9 girls, 16 U10. And it shows you the coach on the left-hand side of the fraction. So one coach for 11 kids. Most of the time, there's just one coach listed. It can have more than one, but it typically would have just one. It's pretty common. If you look at the rec, the same is true for rec teams. You can see 2 coaches listed for some of the rec teams, or even 3. All right. And we could actually create a rec fall 2021 at the same time that we create the other ones, the other leagues. So expand this to 2021. And I believe it's a division, it's not a league. So it's a team inside the root, it says, what do you want to call it? We're going to call it Fall Travel 2021. It's like, where do you want to put it? We're going to put it in the root. I'm not giving it a position. We're just going to save it, submit it. So here's our Fall 2021. Fall Travel 2021. We're going to create a fall rec as well while we're here. Division, call it fall rec. I'm just doing that as a placeholder for later on. And we'll look at these. Actually, let's go ahead and change that season again. Go back to seasons. I'm going to close out the 2021 season so there's no confusion. Change that to yesterday. So now that season is over. So if we look at teams underneath the 2021, we can see these other ones. We'll get these cleaned out later, but for now, you can see there's a fall a travel 2021 rec. All right, and the team should be underneath that specific division. If that's not the case, we need to get that fixed. So this is the end date. Yes, this started. Actually, it has today as the start date. Maybe we should make it one day earlier. It started yesterday, and that one ended yesterday, so that's probably better. Teams in the fall 2021, there are no teams listed, which is unfortunate because I thought we created a team. Oh, it's right here. It's not assigned properly. It's in the root. That's why. We'll go back to here. It's in the fall season. And we'll put it in the fall travel 21 division. Save it. And now it appears properly. So now we have one team listed with the fall travel 2021, and that's the appropriate name. So we can add teams to it just as easily as doing that. The second team we'll do is a U12 team. These actually have girls teams, so we're doing the girls teams first. We'll drop these in. So it's going in the fall 2021 season, and it's going in the fall travel 2021 division. I don't have the order picked out. I'm not worried about that right now, but later you may want to sort out the particular orders. We'll go back to the teams and divisions. We can see the first two that have shown up here. Right? They've got no players on the roster, just two teams listed. Continue to add teams. In this case, it's going to be through 11. No, there's no team for you. So we'll change the name. Must be U10. Yep. U10. 12. Travel 21. Go through another team. It's going to be 2000 U9 girls. Girls U9. And those are 14 girls. And there's no U8. So travel. Sounds like we have 4 girls teams. And we have 4 girls teams listed here. They're not in any particular order. We're going to sort that out right now. So at the very top, we want the U9 girls. So I'm going to list those as position 2. And then I'll make the U10 position 4. And I'll make the U12 position 6. Just giving myself a little wiggle room in case we want to move anybody around. And the last one, we'll make that position 8. All right, so we've got the 4 girls teams, U9, U10, U12, and U13. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got share this with you. So this is the girls' teams as presented by JR. So he lists the girls' teams. So if we're going to be editing these, shrink this just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Keep this in the forefront here. What this will allow us to do is we can go through and actually create the roster. So let's do the U9 girls first. We go to admin, go to assign rosters. We're going to choose a particular team, choose in the fall season. We're going to look at all participants selected. This says no parents, just players. Currently assigned in the season, currently unassigned in the season is what we're choosing. We're going to choose female. And we know the birth year is 2013, so this should be pretty easy. We'll go 1, 1 to 12, 2013. Don't care about the grades, although that could be an issue. It can be. We're going to do a search. This should bring up all the girls that are available. And that's too many. That is too many. So let's go back. Currently unassigned in season. Players. Oh, registered in. This is what we need. Registered in travel tryout for 2021-22 season. So that should reduce our numbers significantly. You need to select a team. Good advice. So, and it's giving us a chance to answer the questions. But so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 girls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 of the girls are not listed here. So Hull is Hull on here. Hull is not on here. Kookaroo. Kookaroo is on here. Grace. Sophia Griffin. Yep. Remington Rings. Yep. Avery Simpson. Yep. Mackenzie Calkins does not. So we're missing Mackenzie Calkins and Ivory Hall. Those 2 are missing. And then, so we have Abbott. We're also, it looks like, no, we have Brecken. We have Reagan. We have Kira. We have Emma. So we're missing 2. So these 9 are going to be added. We're going to save it to the roster. We could assign numbers and things at this point, but I don't know what those are, so we're not going to worry about that. And if we go back to the divisions of teams, we can see that there are 9 players here on the roster for this particular team. No coach at this point. We can go back. We can add them in that assign rosters position. We can do it here. We can also just go to lookup member if we know the name of the person. In this case, I'm just going to copy, paste their name into the last name, and find this particular person. We're looking for an Ashley Schultz, which there appears to be only one, which is a good sign. Open that up. Look at the person. It shows that she has a Kira. That's also a good sign that she's the parent of this player. We can go to teams. We can actually assign her. She's in the fall team. We can assign her to a particular team, which is the GU9. We can assign her as coach. Saving that has now added her as the coach. We can change coaches or add coaches exactly in the same way. Divisions and teams now shows us 1 coach, 9 players. So that's effectively, we've created the team. We're still missing those 2 players. So what I will do is I will respond to JR just right. We have 2 players in your list that are not registered with the for fall season. We need them to register immediately if we want to get them added to JR for the girls. Let's see. Ivory Hole and Mackenzie. Is it Ivory? Ivory Hall. So we get her added to the email. Send off. Okay, so we've notified him that there's 2 players missing, and there are ways to get them added, but we want to give the parent the opportunity to go through and sign off on the waivers and all the acknowledgments on player conduct, parent conduct, and all that. So we don't want to go through and do a manual registration. We want them to go through that. So moving on, we can go to the next team, which looks like to be the 2012 team. So we'll go back to the assign. Back to the teams, assign rosters. It by default leaves the last thing in place, so we don't need to change this. We do need to change the team. Currently unassigned in season, player only, correct, email only. We're going to change the year to 2012 and make sure that they're registered in travel. Click submit again, and it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 for that team. And on the listing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's exactly 11. So these should match up. Servos, Brave, Splinter, Kane, Kelly, Matthews, Newberg, Shannon, Bouchard. All right. So that one was easy. It's straightforward. There's no missing players. Save the roster. And we do need to get the coach added. So let's see. That coach of the U12 is also the coach of the U13 team. So we can go straight back in, look up the parent, find Ashley again, go to the teams. We can add her to the coach of the other team as well. And so now we go back to the teams, divisions and teams. We can see there's 11 players for, well, there's 11 for both teams, but this one's still missing 2. But they each have a coach, so that's good. Moving on to the 2000 U12 team, we can do the same thing, assign rosters, choose a team, same, except this time it's a different birth year. And I don't know, because there's a gap, we don't know. We'll start off with, that could actually be the problem with the U8 girls, that maybe 2 of those girls were from an earlier time, like maybe Ivory Hall and Culkin's birthdays are before 2013 or after 2013. So maybe they're 2014, which is why we should probably do that. Let's do that. Let's go back to that first group and let's just change the year to 2014. See if we pick up 2 girls that were not part of the birth year, which is why we couldn't find them. If we come up with 2, look at that. Well, we found Ivory anyway. We did not find Ella. I don't see her anywhere. So she looks like she registered and then didn't get assigned to a team. So maybe she's not playing. I don't know the answer to that. She's definitely not on this list. So there's still the issue of this Mackenzie Culkins that we actually have the coach in here, and we're close. We've got, yeah. In fact, I'm going to send a response to JR right now. And let him know that, oops, found Ivory Hall in 2014 age, so that is now fixed. What we don't have is Mackenzie All right. Second email to JR. I'm sure it won't be the last today. All right. So back to this. 2010. 2010. We're going to go to registered trial. We need to select the team. This one has more, right? I think we established that. So girls teams. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 for the U12. Okay, the 2010. Let's see if we get them all with one search. If they're all the same age, and there may not be, there may be some U11s that are playing up. So we'll see if we have 21 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 12, 13. So there's definitely, I'm guessing, younger ones that are playing up. So who are we missing? So we got Nora K. There is no Nora K, so Nora is missing. Kudos. And then Olivia Ruby. She is not there either. So I'm guessing these are younger girls. They're playing up. Eli, not there. Playing into loose. She is. And then Karen Heller. Yes. And then Annabella Kelly. Yes. Noah Shah. Yes. Paige Sides. Yes. Eden Van. Stella Smith. No. So I'm making a list on paper of the ones that are missing so we can hopefully find them. Emma Minert. Okay. Bergman. Hassan. Jackson. Hassine. Shamblin. Simpson. Martel. All right. So we are definitely missing 4. We said 21. There's something's not right. So Olivia. Oh, Miley is not there either. So Miley. And then the rest of them are in pretty good shape. So that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Because there's 19. We have 13. I'm missing 6. I only have 5 on my list. So let's do these again. Food, nope. Ruby, nope. Nope. The first year I'm missing. Duluth, yes. Heller, yes. Kelly, yes. Shaft, yes. Sides, yes. Van Aptor, yes. Stella Smith, missing. Emma Minert, she's missing. Kinley Smith. Okay, so we're missing 2 Smiths. That's what I missed. Kinley Smith. All right. So we have 6 we're missing. So that's good. So now we just save the roster. Oh, and then some of them have numbers because they were saved with their team. So let's go back and look for 2011. Is that right? No, 2000, sorry. 2000, yeah, I guess 2011. 2011, and then wait, I'm gonna try out and go to 2022. Still girls. Search. We're gonna see if we can find these 6 players. Well, we found Nora and Emma, Nora. Yeah, we're missing JR's daughter, Stella. Okay, so we have 18 of the 19, and we're missing Ella. I love sending in notes about that. That'll be hilarious. to JR. Missing you 10, no, you 12. Girl. Stella is not registered. So if you can get that would be great. All right, so that's 3 teams we've done. The last one is the big one. Hey, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 girls on the last team. And we're going to use a wider net as far as getting available players. So choose we have to go, but the years are going to be 2009 through 2007. All right. There should be 22. Uh-oh. This does occasionally happen. That's a bad sign. So maybe I've got them reversed. I think I do. I think I have to choose born between 7 and, oh, and I used a very bad year, 9, right? 7 and 9. That's probably a better way to write the date. And it makes me select the team again. They like that, so that's good. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. Got 22, which is exactly how many we have. So hopefully these add up. Olivia Brown. Bella Brown. Yes. That's a court right. They're not in alphabetical order, which would make it easier. Devane, Nevin. Yes. Despunter. Yes. Olivia Despunter. Yes. Grave. Yes. Eaton, Brooklyn. Yes. David There it is. Abigail Holman. Yes. Yep. Yep. Taylor Peterson. Yep. 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 Brooklyn. Brooklyn Living. Sebastian. Yep. Yep. Stro. All right. Yeah, good. Save. Save. All right. So right now we have 2 players that aren't in that listing. They're not right. We're going to go back to teams and divisions. And so now we have 10, 11, 18, and 22. We're missing 1 here and 1 here. We're also missing both of the coaches. So we'll go in. I know JR is listed on both of those, and so is Zeb Reynolds. So we'll add lookup members. Smith, JR. There's more than one listing for JR. I don't think there is. We'll just look. Nope. JR. Teams. He's a board member or official rep. He needs to be a coach. Add him there first. Coach. Submit. Add him again. Team. Coach. Coach. Submit. While we're at it, we'll look up Reynolds. Zeb's easier to find than Reynolds. There's only 1. Team. Coach. Submit. Go back to the team division. And we now see there's a coach, 2 for this team, 1 for the other teams, and this is missing 1 player, this is missing 1 player, but the other teams look to be perfectly formatted. And I'm going to stop with that. I don't know how long this has been, but I think we're at a good stopping point.